Welcome to my channel. This is my second practice video as I look back at my efforts last fall. Right now it's mid-February. What I'm going to do is look back at where I was playing around the end of the year. Normally what I would do back then is some warm-up exercises, just simple ones to loosen up, and then start playing in the book. First, some long notes. C, D. Then the 5 notes that were the first we picked up in the range. Then some part octave scales. These are full length scales in that you hit the bottom and the top note of the scale, but you skip every other one. This gives a chance for the lip to kind of adjust to the changes. Then run the full scale, full octave. Then add in the sharps and flats. There's something interesting. The sharps and flats are kind of halfway between what I refer to as the whole notes, probably not the correct musical term. My fingering, it's right there. I don't understand why. Perhaps muscle memory is different from actual muscle ability, which certainly deteriorated. But when I see the notes on the score, my fingers know what valves to press. And I'm delightful that they did it. Okay, once I've warmed up a little bit, I go back to the book. But at this point, the end of last year, after really building up a little bit more of the skill that I had at the beginning, I didn't go all the way back to the beginning of the book. So I started back on section page 10, and that particular section starts off with the introduction of some 8 notes, uses the same basic 7 notes as before, but adds 8 notes into the mix. We were using half notes, gets 2 beats, quarter notes, which gets 1 beat. So now with the addition of 8 notes, this allows songs to pick up speed and rhythm while retaining the half notes to work on tone. The quiz at the end of the section is a little bit more challenging, and the exercise that follows is marked allegro, first one in the book to do that, which means up-tempo. And then the up-tempo one, the allegro piece. Okay, next what we're going to do is increase the range a little bit. We're going to add A, but not A above where we've been playing, A below where we're playing. Okay, and that, the fact that it's getting low, means the lips have to relax to be able to make the sound pure. You really can't do it with tight lips. It has to be loosened up a little bit. And so therefore going from low A to middle A is a change in the flex and sometimes of a challenge. But first we'll work on the low part. Then we add in a song that gets both side by side, gives you a little bit more of the dynamics of the situation. Those last three notes definitely have to shift how tense the lip is to be able to hit the D, going down to the A, and then coming back to the D. I mentioned before, my normal routine would be to start blowing some warm-up notes and then scales, and then start going through the book. I'd work on it for like 30-40 minutes, and then stop with a bit of a sore lip at the beginning. Now it's getting better. Next day I do it again, aiming for 4 to 5 days a week. I wasn't really doing anything killer here, but just enough that hopefully I would show steady progress over time. And that's kind of what's been going on. As my skills have returned, as I mentioned, I wouldn't go all the way back to the beginning of the book, but I would start someplace a little bit further up. Page 12 in this particular section starts with some performance warm-ups and became a good starting point. Once we're done with the exercises, we're ready to get back into songs, and the first one up in this particular case is Aura Lee, number 53, and I'm going to try and pull it up to play this with a little bit of background music. Hopefully I can get that to work this time. Last time I tried this, I couldn't pull it up. It went away. It didn't wait for me. Hopefully this time I've got it.
53. Aura Lee.
That's a little slow, but okay, pretty song. Next we're going to try Old MacDonald's, a little bit more up-tempo.
56. Old MacDonald had a band.
Okay, that's a little on the slow side, and I think it's a little stiff. This is kind of an allegro tune. It ought to be a fun tune. The way I really like to play it is more like this. I like it a little bit more up tempo. But the thing is, with the book, you can go back and play it either way. I'm not dedicated to the book, but I do find it a really nice assist. The next one I want to play for you is called the Hard Rock Blues. Now, anything to me that's hard rock ought to be driving, heavy guitar and drums, right? This doesn't have that, but I find it's a little interesting tune. Now, that's how I would play it. Let's see if I can cue it up on the internet here and see if we can figure out how the book would play it.
'58. Hard Rock Blues. Okay, that's it for today. I again come back to my previous comments. I like to play things a little bit my way, but the whole point of what I'm doing is using this book is giving me something to play, something different, something to exercise with. And you can play it with the book or you can play it with the accompaniment, but either way it gives you something interesting to work on. What we've been doing so far has been, again, pretty low scale. I used to have 15, 16 notes, whole notes as far as the range is concerned. Started this thing off in November with 5. I'm up more to somewhere around 10 now. and we're going to get closer to the 10 in the next episode. We're going to increase the range. We're also going to introduce dotted half notes, which is 3 beats, which is just really a way of writing music, make it a little bit easier and cleaner for the person to be able to read. We're going to add 3/4 time, so we'll have some waltz style music. We're going to add B flat and C to the note range. So we're expanding the note range, and it's kind of interesting what B flat does. It gives things a whole different tone when you're playing with B flats. And I think, I hope you'll find it interesting. But until then, be safe and be well. Thank you for watching.